Hi, I'm Max Miller, and this is Skinside Look. In most parts of the world, the drinking age is 18. That means an 18-year-old who's about to go off to school can celebrate by having a drink down at the pub. For us at 18 in America to have a drink, we have to ask our older brother to buy us some beer, or pay a stranger outside of a liquor store to buy us a 30-rack of Busch Light, and then find some sort of closet or basement in one of our friends' house whose parents won't find us, before finally cracking open that can and having a drink. And, you know, for some people that's okay. But for others who want to get into the same bars, clubs, and concerts as everyone else, they need fake IDs. Let's talk to some of my friends about this and see what they think. Have you ever had a fake ID?
Yeah, I've had a bunch of fake IDs.
Have you ever had a fake ID?
I've had a couple fake IDs.
A couple fake IDs. Have you ever had a fake ID?
I did when I was younger.
Have you ever had a fake ID?
Yeah, when I was 18, my freshman year of college.
Have you ever had a fake ID?
I do have a fake ID.
You do currently?
Yes, I do.
Where'd you get them?
Not sure if I'm allowed to say, but smoke shops, places where you could search online and potentially Google where to get them.
I got it from a kid who goes to NYU. He just messaged me. We went to high school together. Messaged me one day. He's like, "Hey, you want a fake ID?" I was like, "All right, sure, I'm down."
How convenient.
How convenient.
Do you have it with you here today?
Yes. Hold on a second. My Maryland ID. Yes, it says authentic. It's from Maryland. It's got my signature. Actually, that's not even my signature. The guy who made it for me, he did my signature for me.
Well, the thing was, I never actually broke down and bought one, so all of my fake IDs didn't have my picture on them. They were all random driver's license that were found in bathrooms at bars or things that people had given me.
One of my friends and I, we made it in the, I think in his dorm room. He put up a sheet on the back of one of his cupboards, and then took a picture of me. And then we put that into Photoshop. He took a scan he had of a Florida ID, and then we just put it on heavy stock paper and laminated it. And then I think for the edges we used a nail clipper
So you really made it from scratch.
Yeah.
What did you use them for mostly?
I used a lot of it to get into gigs, actually. When I was 18 and moved to New York, I wanted to start seeing concerts, but most of the venues here are 21 plus. Which sucks. I didn't even want to drink. I just wanted to see the shows.
Yeah, I mean, I never tried to get into crazy fancy clubs or anything. I was really just trying to go to concerts. So
Concerts.
The first time I used it, we went to a bar for $5 all-you-can-drink Bud Light. But I show it to the bouncer, and he's like, "Oh, so you're from Florida, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "Where in Florida?" He's like, "You know." He's like, I couldn't remember the name of the town.
Florida.
Well, I was 16 years old, actually maybe 17 years old, and I really wanted to go to a Jonathan Peters concert at Pasha in New York City. And it was really hard to get into there.
It worked? It got you into the club?
Actually, no. What ended up happening was I arrived there at 6 in the morning, believe it or not, and it was confiscated from me. But because I cried really hard, he let me in.
So one time I had an ID that was for a 45-year-old, and I was 18.
You don't look 45?
No, I didn't look 45 when I was 18 either.
Why did you feel like you needed it? Was just to get into shows? And
yeah, definitely. Just getting into those 21 plus shows where I wanted to make those connections early as a music supervisor.
Cool.
It's college, and everyone's always, with the big question on Friday nights or Saturday nights. Who's going to get alcohol? Who's going to get it for us? So I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to take the initiative, get a fake ID, hope to God I don't get in trouble. But yeah, the reason why I got it is because I didn't want to have to rely on someone else if they couldn't do it for me.
I didn't really care about drinking, but mainly it's just everyone was going to the bar on Wednesday night, and I wanted to go to the bars on Wednesday night.
So you see, it's not even really just about drinking. Sometimes you just want to be able to go out for a night with your friends. Nobody likes being left behind. Or in Matt's case, his very career depended on being able to make these kinds of connections by having access to these sorts of places. It's about freedom, it's about responsibility, it's about independence, and of course, it's also about having fun. Let's see if we can get to a bar and talk to a bouncer about their feelings on fake IDs.
I got nothing to lose but my pants and shoes. I got nothing to lose but my pants and shoes. I got nothing to lose.
Have you encountered a lot of fake IDs working security here?
Over the years, yes.
And what do you look for to determine whether or not it's fake?
New York City's the easy one to check. It's the paper. Before they change it to plastic, you can fold it. If it folds and the grease stays, it's automatically fake.
What goes through your mind when you do find a fake ID? Do you just turn them away immediately, or do you have like a kind of thought process?
I quiz them. I ask them, I look at the height, the picture, ask them the name, the date of birth, zip code.
Awesome. And if they fail the quiz, they're out.
9 out of 10 times they don't remember the zip code.
Why do you feel that underage people will get fake IDs?
Because they want to drink. Well, my honest opinion is I think the drinking age should have never went to 21. I think we're the only country the age is 21. Yeah, I figured if you can get drafted at 18, you can serve your country at 18, you can vote at 18, you can pay taxes at 18, why can't you drink?
Did you yourself ever have a fake ID?
I never needed it. I had a beard when I was 13. So,
That's your ID right there.
yeah, pretty much. I was always a big man, so I never needed it.
And last but not least, let's head to the source. My friend Trevor is a software engineer now, but back in college, he was engineering something else entirely. Let's go see what he has to say. So tell me about the business you were running in college.
I was making fake IDs in college.
How did you decide to get started doing this?
We were at lunch one day, and someone mentioned how they needed a fake ID, and then someone jokingly said, Trevor, you should make fake IDs because you're good with computers. I took a couple, not even a lot of money, like $500, and I bought some equipment, and I started making them. And the first ones weren't very good. You can't make a great fake ID for $500, apparently. But they were good enough that I could sell them and make more money and upgrade all my equipment. They scanned. I had a 3-track scan or magnetic strip writer.
So like when an ID scans, where does it scan to? Is there like a database? Like...
That's what people think. People think that when they scan an ID, it goes to like some big central database, but it doesn't. It does it like if a cop runs your license, that goes through a big database. When a bar runs your license, they just scan it to read the data on it. So it's no different than like a hotel room key at that point. It's it's all you got to do is write it and it'll scan.
Did you sell a lot of IDs?
I probably sold between 100 and 200 IDs. I charged based on what school you went to. I wouldn't sell to high school kids or anyone under the age of 18, just because that's a big mess of problems I didn't want to deal with. And then if you went to a public school, I was a CUNY, so I was a public school kid. If you went to a public school, it was like $60 to $100. But if you went to like NYU, for example, it was $250 to $300, and a lot of the kids came from NYU, so it was nice money, but I did not get to keep most of it, unfortunately.
Why did you have to stop selling the IDs?
I had to stop selling the IDs because I was asked politely to by law enforcement, who took all my stuff and my money.
How did you end up getting caught?
I was ratted out by one of my friends at the time because he was in some other trouble. So, yeah.
I noticed you say at the time and not currently.
No longer are we friends.
I don't imagine so. These days, are there any kind of remaining consequences, or is it kind of water under the bridge at this point?
I got off pretty lightly. When I got arrested, I was 18. I got youthful offender status, which means that your record is sealed. So legally, when you're asked if you ever have been convicted of a felony, I get to say no instead of yes. And then I got 5 years probation, I had to go to probation like twice a week for the first like year. But now I call once a month, and it's the easiest thing in the world.
Cool. So overall, then, would you say was it worth it?
I would say absolutely it was worth it. 100% it was worth it. It was fun because I knew that I couldn't keep the money because I couldn't like put it in the bank. So it was fun being like, how do I spend this $3,000 today? You know?
Awesome.
It was just stupid. It was fun. I bought that awesome painting.
Can you describe a bit what's going on in this painting?
That is me, topless. That's how I look topless. And I'm holding a baby that I saved from the building in the background. And I killed a Nazi with the American flag because let freedom ring.
It sort of goes without saying, but I should probably mention, don't try any of this at home. But of course, if you have already done this at home and you have any interesting stories about having a fake ID, leave it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for all things skins. Well, until next time, I'm Max Miller, and this is Skinside Look. Thanks for watching. Max out.
The eyes are the focus of the look. Now I'm just going to be using some lip gloss and smudging out the heart. I'm just going to be using different colours as well to smudge that out.
My accent's changed, but I still speak.